I know. I can only stand my brother for like a couple hours.
Isn't he the dumb one?
Well, I only have one brother, so he is the smart one, the dumb one. Like he is the everything.
Is he your he's not the dad's favorite though.
Actually, this information might have changed as of last night.
Oh.
It's my dad's 60th birthday, and he got way liquored and opened right up with no prompting whatsoever. Started talking about me and my brother and how we were raised and stuff, and I was like, I don't think I'm the favorite.
Oh no.
I think they're happy with how I turned out, and that I'm now.
You're the older.
I'm the younger.
You're the younger.
Yeah.
What? Usually the younger is the favorite because they
That's what I
screw up
thought.
real bad with the old one.
Yeah, and he did. He got right fucked. But maybe my dad thinks that he has more potential, and that he doesn't have to worry about me so much. But he wants Gary to realize and not stop, and not be such a shithead all the time. But
Who names their kid Gary unless they're gonna fight Ash with Pokemon or something? That's not a good name.
We came about before Pokemon, and they're
really?
yeah.
You seem so young.
Yeah, 1986 was my brother, and 1988 was me. But they're very Scottish names, like Gary and Kevin.
Gary, Kevin, and then Light.
And Light.
Like the guy who built Mega Man. Dr. Light.
Dr. Lighto, yeah.
As everybody knows, it's in the zeitgeist.
It's canon.
No, Light is actually an inherited name. My mom's maiden name is Napier, which is a French-Scottish name, and my dad's...
Doesn't that mean mountain?
I'm not exactly sure. It might be.
Honestly, it sounds a little bit like a nipple sex move.
Napier?
Napier.
Napier?
Napier. Oh, now it sounds like something you clean your mouth with after you eat like a French bread. That's me, a Napier.
Napier, s'il vous plaît. So that's my mom's side, and then my dad's side, his dad's name was Bullion, which again,
That sounds like something you get lanced off of you or make soup with.
it's gold bullion. Is
Gold
what it
bullion.
is. Gold.
Is your dad's name Gold?
Gold.
Gold Light.
And
Gold Light.
Now he's called Gold Light. Yeah.
Gold Light sounds like
Used to
the
be called Gold Bullion.
sort of terrible prophecy.
Gordon.
Oh, Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah. And
Gordon
then he'd be,
Lightfoot.
and then he'd be Gord Light, and it would be a real name.
Gord Lightyear.
To infinity and beyond.
That's where this will go if I don't start the podcast. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Quick and Slow Comedy Show. I'm your host, Nick McQuik. As always, I'm joined in studio by our amazingly talented sound man, munching over there on some candies that I found. How you doing, Tom?
Where did you find these?
Hey, Tom Brent. I moved a toolbox and I found a whole bunch of candy in it.
Oh, okay. That's better than I was thinking.
I didn't just find them in an alley.
Knowing your track record,
Yeah.
you could have. I could
anywhere.
be eating alley candies right now.
A stranger found these candies. They were like, get in the van. That was just too quick for him. That's the problem with new vans. They got doors on both sides. They slide open and closed. So, Tom, what you been up to?
Not so much.
Yeah?
SOS.
Yeah? Still don't wear a helmet? Ride your bike?
Nope.
No? Ah.
That just bothers me so much.
Tis the season for bikes.
I got it.
I know, every bike
And
season.
who's bothered by that? It's our producer, Jamie Dahl.
That's me. He needs to wear a fucking helmet.
That's a good transition.
Jamie, you just
He's
got
all
back
like
from
my hair.
Las Vegas.
Yes, I was in Lost Wages.
Oh, there you go.
America.
How was that?
Trump's America.
How was Trump's America?
I didn't get a pee on Trump Tower.
Oh, but was it great again?
Well, it really seemed much the same as ever,
Yeah?
honestly. But I didn't leave, a mile radius.
Oh,
of
no, you don't
one
want to.
area,
You leave
so.
the strip. Everybody's got knives and guns
No,
and
actually,
Apache helicopters.
It's so good off the strip.
It's so good off the
because
strip?
people don't touch you.
What? People are touching you in the
in
strip?
crowds.
People
They
shouldn't
just bump.
just
There's
touch
so
you.
many.
But everything's crowded on the strip.
Everything's so
Oh,
crowded.
Yeah, because that's all it is, and people don't have a concept of personal space when they just
No, especially when they're
they're
wasted.
a giant fucking mob, and they're
it's
wasted.
A giant wasted mob.
They're
wearing
allowed to
drinks
drink
on
outside.
holsters like zombies. The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
Oh, sweet. So it sounds like you had a lot of fun.
yeah,
Yeah, it
my
was
mom-
actually pretty fucking great though.
Did you get crunk?
Yeah, only a couple times. I was there for a
Slizzard?
whole week.
Oh, yeah? You were there a whole week? You only
Whole
got crunk a little bit?
Yeah, but marijuana became legal.
Oh, yeah, July 1st, marijuana became
Yeah.
legal in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Recreationally legal, so you can go
Ooh.
into a store and purchase it, which we did. But unfortunately, it's legal in a way where you can only smoke it in a private residence, and My hotel didn't have a balcony.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Staying with my mom.
recreational, our guest for the podcast has a gym membership. Hello, Kevin Light.
Recreation.
That is true. Yeah.
The king of segues.
It,
King of segues.
my gym membership is more. It's more like labor intensive though. Like it feels like an obligation rather than recreational.
See, the way I see it, you're investing in your future.
I'm trying to. I'm fucking trying to. It doesn't work every week.
Yeah? Are you, like, what? I think the big problem is when you're on a treadmill, you shouldn't have a hamburger. That'll really cut into that.
What kind of gym do you go to that doesn't give you hamburgers in a can?
Well, I don't go to the McDonald's Play Palace because that's not a real gym. But
Lowest membership fees ever.
and also joining us on the podcast, your co-host for the Goat's Head Comedy every Monday, Arturo. Oh, no, that's right. He canceled.
My foot is sitting where
He's
his butt
here
would
in
be.
spirit.
As my foot is talking.
Do you want me to text him and then just like say back his responses in a really bad, racially insensitive accent?
Perfect. We'll just blur out the camera for that so people have to figure it out. But you and Arturo have been running Goat's Head Comedy at O'Byrne's on White Ave for almost like a little over 12 months now.
We just had our 1 year show from when we started. Yeah, took a break during Christmas of last year because just the way that Monday fell on it, it was like Christmas Eve, and then next time it was like New Year's Eve or some bullshit like that. So we took 2 Mondays off because you cannot sustain a comedy show in a bar like that. You just can't.
In a bar on Christmas Day.
Yeah, like who the fuck? No.
Yeah, the saddest people only.
Yeah, and they don't want to laugh. They want to.
Put a gun in their mouth.
I was gonna say they want to drink and eat glass. Like I don't know what you're doing.
Finding a shortcut. Finding a sturdy beam and a
you're
good belt.
punching a guy.
Yeah, you were once in a bar on Christmas Day.
Yeah, and then I was out of the bar on Christmas Day. That's how that went. I had
Fighting a man in the street.
yeah, well, sidewalk, sidewalk, and then the little like the little tree thing they've got beside it.
The
That
boulevard.
The boulevard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was rumbling or brawling in the boulevard, as
There
they
you go.
say. That's what we were doing. That's how I ring in the new year. Is I find a juicy homeless person and I wrestle them in the boulevard, and then I go, "Wow, it's great to be alive for one more year."
Yeah, I actually got the small privileged of seeing a homeless person purchase alcohol for the first time. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like they
Like,
let it.
it was their first time?
No, like
Like a homeless 14-year-old.
yeah, no, it was like my first time seeing this in real time in front of my face, and it was a guy that was clearly already inebriated and probably had not seen water in a very long time. And yeah, he just rolled up into the liquor store, and the guy behind the counter knew him by name.
Whoa.
It was like Jimmy Jeeves or something. I don't know what the fuck it was.
Probably not a real name.
No, but he knew him. He was like, "Oh, hey, Jimmy," and he's like, "What do you have?" And Jimmy said, "Red," which is not how you ask for booze. He just said
It's a color.
Yeah, he just said red, and the guy knew what he was talking about. I had him a little bottle of hooch that had a red label on it, and he was like $7.70, please. The guy gave him $7.70 for like a little like a half Mickey or some bullshit.
Something to like take away the pain for 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then he just fucked off on his
They
way.
do not let you do that at Starbucks. If you go in there and you order something, they're like, "I'm sorry, I didn't catch that."
I just feel like going to Starbucks and say brown and just watch them.
Yeah.
Well, no,
What'd
because
you
like
want?
I'm like, can I just have a regular coffee black? And they're like, "Do you want room in it?" I'm like, "For what? For what?" And
Cream.
they're like, "Oh, you can add cream," and I'm like, "No, I want it black." And they're like, "Yeah, well, we'll give it to you, but we'll give you room so you can chat." And I'm like,
No, give me the full
"Why?
amount.
What? Wouldn't I just?"
Admitting that your coffee is total garbage.
I'm like, "What the hell?" They're
okay,
like,
but, like-
no, you're gonna want to put something in this. Trust me.
Okay.
So this diner swill, right?
How much pepperoni pizza is too much pepperoni pizza?
I don't think that there's such a
that's
thing.
that's not a quantity known by man.
Okay, so everyone's cool with just so much pepperoni pizza.
What animal is a pepperoni from? Because they could just deliver that animal here, and we'll chase it around.
Because my favorite
think
is
it's-
pepperoni, and
I think
just
it's
want
part
pepperoni.
pig. There's got to be some kind of pork in there.
I can
It's
get a
sausage.
Brooklyn pepperoni and another type of pepperoni, and then a pizza.
Oh.
Does that sound okay?
That
Or
sounds
does
okay.
something-
That
does
sounds
somebody want
great.
something
Arturo, what
else?
do you think?
Cool. And bread nugs.
But I wanted to say, you and Arturo, you guys, you did the 1 year anniversary. I was honored to headline that night, and you guys,
We were very happy to have you, dude. That was such a fun show.
it was a very fun time. I did a couple jokes that I have been working on that I was pretty happy hit, and the audience really seemed to like it. But you
I
two
had-
hosting,
Yeah.
oh, that was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. That was very, very rough.
There's a bit of chemistry between you two, and when you're hosting at the same time in a shared spot, it was I was pretty fortuitous to go last because a lot of comics didn't realize that the two microphones were running through a splitter, so the volume was cut by half.
Yeah, it like, but we cranked it so we were much louder than we usually are on that night. But yeah, a couple of comedians still had trouble eating the fuck out of that microphone and really projecting, which
Yeah.
is something you have to do in that bar anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're fighting bar noise. You're fighting the fact that they don't turn off the fucking music.
And the music was cranked in the back of the bar for no
one.
No
Fucking
one was
no
back there.
one.
Not a single person was back there.
50 people up front with like comics and like everyone from the bar. So,
Yeah.
But like as soon as you get past like the first couple stools on the bar, it was just like they were just blaring like what, like Suffragette City and like
was-
Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's like, who is this for?
Yeah.
There's no one here.
Yeah, there is no one in the back of the bar, but the music is just all over the place there.
Maybe one of the managers was doing fucking paperwork and he was like, crank that shit.
Yeah.
I don't
he's
have,
like-
I don't have headphones. Fucking crank that shit.
We just saw something like that because we bumped into each other outside on the way here. You were giving Tom a ride, and a guy rode by on a bicycle, and around his neck was hanging a Bluetooth speaker.
Like a
And-
half decent one because we heard it from like down the street.
Yeah,
With
he
some
was-
clarity.
Yeah, and he was cranking music and pedaling away. And I mean, like, I can't really like fault him,
I know how to get my message across now.
but I have to think like headphones are cheaper.
Yeah.
Your phone usually
Totally.
comes with them.
Whatever device was the source audio had to have had a headphone jack.
Yeah.
You don't just buy a brick that's like only has Bluetooth.
Actually, there's a new iPhone, isn't there?
Or is there
iPhone 6 or 7 or whatever.
The new iPhone 7 doesn't have a standard headphone jack,
But-
but that only interferes when if you want to charge and listen to your headphones at the same time.
Yeah, right? Because they have like lightning jack headphones.
Yeah, and they have an adapter that fits
Oh,
into any
man.
regular thing of
Lightning Jack did great at Coachella, I gotta say.
But and they also have an adapter that fits into all other headphones. So
We were talking about your 1 year anniversary show. You and Arturo were hosting, and you guys had some witty banter. And the one thing that I really wanted to talk to you guys about, but Arturo didn't show up, is he said that cum comes out of you at 45 miles an hour.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he skewed that fact.
He said that with certainty. And off stage, he was like, no, I saw it.
I'm fact checking it right
saw
now.
it.
And I'm like, where? Like, that. My whole thought process was the only way I could think of that is if you were standing like by a photo radar in a school zone where you can only go 35
What
and you're
about
like
those-
jerked off, and
what
the
about
cop's
the-
like, oh no.
God,
what
you're
about the
speeding.
things that measure baseball speeds?
Yeah.
You go to a baseball, what do you fucking batting cage?
A pitch and
and
putt.
just a batting cage and just jerk off on the speed
Pitch
thing.
and
Or
putt,
ju-
you pull your pud.
Just-
Alliteration.
Just stand on the pitcher's mound and jack off. The catcher's there like, I don't even know why I'm here. This is going to be weird.
Ejaculate will leave his penis at roughly the same rate of travel as a city bus, about 28 miles per hour.
Okay,
It's still
so
faster
that's
than I
still
would
a-
have thought.
That is
Wow.
Why do they give it identity? They're like about the same speed as a city bus. Like
But can reach speeds
Also-
of 43 miles per hour, depending
about-
on how long since the last time he came.
What about the movie speed? Buses go way faster than that and can sustain that speed for as long as it takes to fall in love with Sandra Bullock.
Well, you know what that-
1 hour and 36 minutes.
That just means that you're inadequate as a man.
And then how long the movie Gravity, because that's how long it takes to fall out of love with Sandra Bullock. Because that was a long movie.
I did not like Gravity. No, that was fucking terrible.
Yeah, that movie was
I fell
pulling
asleep
me
during
down.
it. Granted, I was in bed, but
I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was all right.
I just fell. That's my only comment is I fell asleep during it. I don't remember.
I was overtired and couldn't fall asleep. I was on a plane back from Iceland to Edmonton, and
Death metal concert?
No,
Really?
actually, no. I had gone back home to visit family, and if you use Icelandic Air,
Oh, they'll let you stay and stuff for.
and it's like cheaper. So like for a plane ticket that usually costs like a minimum of like $1,400. Like
Hold on,
round
just
trip.
for the listener, let's preface this. You flew to Scotland,
Yeah.
and you flew through Iceland.
Icelandic Air, and if you do like a layover in Iceland, they give you like $400 off your ticket. So like I got to fly back home for $800. I think it was like 847 at the end of the fucking day,
That's cheap.
and
Why?
I got like a 2 or 3 day layover in Reykjavik. They do that to like kind of bolster their whole
They want
tourist industry. Yeah.
Also, I think they want young men to come in and bang their ladies because they don't. There's
Just-
only it's an isolated island with like a population of like 250,000
If
Literally,
fresh
you
blood.
put a poster up that says, "We'll give you $400."
There's
to
a
come to our
website.
country and have
There's
sex
a
with our women."
website to make
No.
sure that people you fall for are not your cousin too close.
Tom,
Yeah.
is this a
In
real
Iceland,
thing?
yes.
You gotta-
Yeah, it is. I've already checked on this.
And like seriously, in Reykjavik, the people there, you will want to bang the men. Like everyone there is fucking attractive, speaks 5 languages, and is like very hospitable. Like everyone is just amicable and like comes right up to you in bars. And yeah, they want to spruce up the gene pool.
So
They
that's
really
not
do.
at all
They
like
actually-
Scotland. That's not at all like Scotland then.
No, they yell at you until you leave.
Yeah, that's basically how that works.
No time for you. You're not a sheep.
Everybody sounds like they're trying to mince garlic with their teeth while they're talking to you.
I don't know how to do an impression of that.
And if you've seen some Scottish people's teeth, also good for mashing garlic.
But yeah, so you did your 1-year anniversary show. You and
Yeah.
Arturo were on stage hosting together. And yeah, it was really good. It was very entertaining. I don't know if you noticed this, but there were no comics like in the side rooms playing on their phones or everything. Everybody was watching.
Everyone was paying attention.
Yeah, it was.
I
it was-
kind of noticed that a little
Yeah.
bit. I was very involved in the show because I was really trying my hardest to be.
not come at the speed of a bus.
Yes, yes. As soon as Arturo put
which
that,
is like almost 70 kilometers an hour.
that's fast. And just the image of a bus as well.
8.8.
Thanks for converting that. Everyone in Reykjavik will be really happy.
I
Yeah.
know, like I was just like, how fast is that really? Because I only know in relation to driving, and I have to think about the miles.
70. So that's like
Yeah, 68.8.
yeah, the
Wait.
speed of the Yellowhead is just
So Sammy Hagar couldn't drive 55,
miles an hour.
but he might have been able to come 55.
Only 45.
He'd be
Oh.
he'd be
43.
breaking a speed limit.
Yeah, exactly. At that point.
But no, I was trying really hard to be just as like organic as possible on that show and like really try and make it good because here's the thing, we didn't write any bits for like in between. We literally thought of everything that we said off the top of our heads right there on stage, and it worked. I'm saying probably a good 60% of the time.
It was funny
That's a
because
pretty good
like
Yeah, I think if we do it again, we'll try harder and actually write bits and like practice a little bit so that we can get that ratio up higher.
the thing that I noticed though is you guys were up there as stand-up comics when what you were doing was more of an improv thing because you were as stand-up comic you're trying to build and you just get a laugh and then you'd be like chase and then it would like fall and you're like shit I should have got off at that point sort of thing.
Yeah, there was definitely
Yeah.
a couple jokes where I said I was like, yeah, like 5 too many tags. Fuck.
Yeah, you were like, oh no, this isn't working at all.
Yeah, I should have stopped at tag number 2.
Yeah.
I definitely should have.
But it was very interesting. It
Well, Arturo and I are just really good at that kind of like that riffing sort
Yeah.
of thing back and forth.
I know it'd be great if he fucking showed
It
up.
would've
for the
been- yeah, it
podcast.
would've been
Wouldn't that
great
have
if he
been
showed
wonderful
up.
If he showed up,
Yeah, it would have been fantastic.
but no.
I got to write it on his day
Guys,
planner.
he lives in you.
He
What
lives
the
inside
hell?
us.
What?
He lives in you.
That's a weird
That's
religion.
Like Lion King 2.
Put a tiny little
Reference.
Nicaragua. Whoa, a lion. Deep cuts. You're like side B Disney now.
That's a lot of layers.
Wow.
He lives in you. Deep reference.
No,
like,
no,
Yeah.
no. That's first Lion King. Never mind. That's first. Because
That's first
Rafiki
Lion
says it to Simba.
Really?
He lives in
Rafiki
Oh.
was in the second one too.
When
Yeah,
Darth
no,
Vader
no,
Yeah, I
dies.
know,
it's
but
the
the-
first one.
When Darth Vader gets thrown off the cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Simba.
Yep.
That was
That was the main character's name. You're right.
That's the best James Earl Jones I can do. Like 2 octaves too high.
But yeah, so that was kind of like the idea behind the dual hosting is that we want it to be unscripted, organic, but we also really wanted it to be funny. So we were just like, as much as I'm scared of losing how funny I am off the cuff with Arturo, because like that's one thing I'm fearful of is like, what if we ever run out of this? And we haven't ever. Like every single time we hang out, it's like
It's
the
not
same.
fossil fuels. You just keep using it.
I don't know. I don't know what the science behind it, but yeah, it seems like that's just our chemistry, and like the more we hang out and do the show together, it's just like that stuff will click.
Yeah. And the thing that I really liked about it, because I talked to you before about constantly hosting a show in front of a group of people that are regulars, that show up, that are big fans of the comedy, and not being able to do your material every time because they're going to get real tired of that, has made you, like, you really have stepped up your writing game and your off-the-cuff game. So I think that this sort of venture with you and Arturo makes it a very unique show also, because there is no other show that does that. There is no other show in town with 2 hosts that go up and are both comedic and riff off each other in his unique experience every time.
Didn't Karina and Simon do that? Or
Twice.
Oh yeah, I guess they kind of.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's Karina and Simon have done it. Underdog has done it with various hosts. Like I've seen Dion and PD like dual host when Simon and Brett and Karina all did that like Underdogs of Comedy tour and stuff like that. So like I've seen it here and there, and I know Rizwan and Hannigan dual hosted Dockside one time.
That was a dog's
No one got
breakfast.
shot. No one got shot, so that was a success.
But there was threats of people getting shot at.
Yeah, and there was also threats of stabbings, and one guy that literally looked like he had been let out of prison that day walked through the stage because it's not really a stage at that point, but
More of a dance floor.
yeah. So he pretty much he got up from the crowd and walked from where he was through the stage and like stared down the comedian, which was I think Chris Gordon.
Oh my god.
And just like fucking stared him down and
That was one of those moments where I'm
walked
like,
all the way through.
are we going to have like every comedian fight an audience member?
Yeah. Can we do like a fighting bracket? Can we do it like Street Fighter 2?
A kumite, more like tournament matchups, round robin elimination style. Oh.
If you win, you get to do a set. Fight for your dinner.
But to be fair, like with Rizwan and Hannigan dual hosting, mainly that was Rizwan says something terrible and Hannigan reacts comedically the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was. All those shows have gone the way of the dodo, which I believe is an endangered animal. And
Oh, it's gone.
Oh, it's gone?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Sorry, Nick.
I switched to a 4-cylinder. Didn't that change anything?
No, there's still one dodo cryogenically frozen in the CDC in Atlanta or something like that, where they keep right next to the smallpox and the zombie cure. That's where they keep it.
Oh, okay, good.
Whew, I'm sure of it. I read it somewhere.
Sounds
It is,
pretty-
I read it on the
is the
deep net.
smallpox
Yeah.
and the zombie
Yeah,
cure.
but apparently you
It's just
didn't
a
read about
zombie
how
smallpox
fast
bird.
ejaculate comes out. Why doesn't the ejaculate blow a hole through a woman?
Because her vagina is very strong.
It's also
Vaginas
like
are
too,
so
if you
strong.
hurl Jello at 45 miles an hour, whatever.
Yeah, no,
Whatever.
it's,
Yeah,
that
like
bad.
I feel like
it
we're going to
depends
start
what
a
it is.
science YouTube channel.
I think
how,
Mythbusters.
like, how fast does water come out of a hose? Like
Ask
a
any.
sprinkler.
Usually about 26
Well, what about the
PSI.
ones that are like Yeah,
I was
but
gonna
what's
say,
that in
ask
miles
any
an
civil
hour?
rights activist in like the 30s and the 40s. Ooh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That age demographic does not listen to
Yeah,
podcasts.
don't worry about it. They don't listen.
But people that listen to it probably know about that demographic.
Yeah, but they probably don't like them very much.
Yeah,
They
we
take all the
know.
good spots on buses.
Yeah,
I assume. I haven't been on a bus in a long time.
hey, Nick,
They
are you
come too fast.
Yeah,
God.
exactly. They're like driving into women's vaginas.
I
How they stop them.
That's what a bus depot is, just a bunch of like giant styrofoam vaginas. Buses don't have brakes, they just plow into these things.
God.
What kind of world are we painting?
Oh man.
I don't know. See, here's my question now. if
Oh, we didn't answer all the questions.
no, there's a new one. Now, let's say you're pick a superhero.
Spider-Man, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so
Wonder Woman.
Okay, No, they have to have a dick.
Spider-Woman.
Okay, let's
Spider-Man has 8 dicks.
right. So yeah, let's say Spider-Man is
John Spiderman.
he's let's say he's 10 times stronger than a normal person. That means
Spider-Man's 10 times stronger than a normal person.
let's just say, for
I
example,
just said it.
now
It's established.
if I understand the dock side thing now. I get it. But so let's assume that everything about him is scalable up 10 times. So he needs 10 times as much
Food.
calories and so on and so forth. Does he also come 10 times as fast?
But
I don't know, but that leads to the web fluid discussion, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
The web fluid, he makes it with his wrists.
Okay,
Yeah,
but-
you can make a lot of things with your wrists.
okay,
Oh
but
man, the video listener gets to see that motion.
in the original comics, it's he builds web shooters, so it's
Yeah.
a science thing, and he doesn't get like organic webbing until I don't want to spoil anything, but
Yeah.
Spider-Man dies.
Yep.
He dies like 29 times
Yeah.
in the run of like the original Amazing Spider-Man.
And then he also gets his body taken by Dr. Octopus for the Superior Spider-Man.
That was recent. That was a good series. I own the whole thing. It was fucking awesome.
Oh, humble brag. I really liked
Nate.
it. But Spider-Man
What-
the Others is where he started developing other strange, weird powers. That
Yeah,
didn't really
because
make-
he has like a thing where he gets beaten to death
Uh-huh.
by Mephisto, some kind of demon. And yeah, so he gets pummeled, and then he goes into like a cocoon state, and yeah, like his
It's
body.
legit.
Yeah, and then he has like a whole like psychotropic dream or some shit with the entity known as like the
The
other.
damn web, is it? Or
No, it's just like the other. It's the
Madam Web was exclusively for the Amazing Spider-Man cartoon.
yeah.
Oh, no, she was
The
in
animated
the comics.
series.
Yeah. Because the other is actually one of my favorite comic books,
Yeah.
and that run was really cool. Sorry, excuse me. And then
I know you get really choked up about this.
I do.
But Spider-Man's in his cocoon dreaming.
Yeah. The spider pretty much just says to him, is like, what you did when you first transformed is you rejected all the powers that you could have been. And then when he wakes up, he has like enhanced night vision, and like his whole exterior skin is sticky, not just his.
Yeah, he can stick
hands.
his mask to his face now.
And so that he just doesn't like get ripped off.
Oh, yeah, so people can't take it off.
Yeah, and he gets organic webbing, and he gets like pincers and stuff like that. He gets like a bunch of modifications
Where is the pinchers?
in his wrists.
Wrist pinchers.
Yeah, they come out of his
Out of
like.
his Spider-Man holes?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like
Spider-Man
a weird,
holes.
It's like a weird like
Spider-Man holes, Spider-Man holes.
It's like a weird Wolverine like Uniclaw,
Mm-hmm.
and then he can stab people and shit. But he loses those powers again.
Wait, that's like Baraka.
Yeah, that's what I was
Barack Obama? Barack Obama does not have Spider-Man holes.
No, Baraka Obama.
Oh, Barack
Get your
Obama.
shit together, Nick.
Oh, from Mortal Kombat.
The one with
Yeah.
no lips.
Yeah, no lip face, drool mouth.
Like no skin really at all.
Yeah, that guy kind of is just looks like.
I don't want to think about. I should do his podcast.
Yeah. So you finished your 1 year mark. What are some of the like upcoming things? What do you guys have planned for your big second year run?
I think we're just gonna try and get bigger and better. Just trying to grow the audience and get as many people on stage that want to be on stage. Because it's like there's no reason for new comedians to like be intimidated or anything like that. It's like it's a very open mic. Generally, if people message me or they come to the show and they're curious and they're like, "Hey, how do I get on?" And I'm like, "Well, either you show up early enough for a draw, or like just message me." It's not that busy of a show. Like we're not booking 10 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
That's not a thing
Yet.
Yet. Headliners, I will book in advance. Like probably, I am probably close to like 2 months out for headliners, just because I like to have that set in stone and make sure that we're not like 2 weeks away and I was like, shit, I need a headliner and I got to use a local guy that's done it 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to keep it as fresh as possible so that, because like you were saying before, there's a good portion of our audience that is repeat customers, and the regulars at the bar and the regulars at the show. And it's like, if I don't want them to feel like they've seen everything and they're like, oh, I can stop coming to this show now because I understand everything that it is, and I'll only show up like once every 3 months. I'm like, no, I want you here every week. And we want to find new ways to make everyone laugh. Like, there's got to be some way that you can enjoy. Because I can go to every comedy show and get something out of it. Like, I know comedians were a little bit more apt in doing that because you see the same jokes, but you see how they progress and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, I can go to a comedy show every night of the week and never get tired of it. But I want audience members to have that as well, because that's special. I don't want comedy to be like fucking like monthly, semi-monthly thing that happens.
The problem is if you put comedy on the pedestal and everything and look at it as just for the comics, it really alienates the audience. So you're doing a good job of keeping it fresh and consumable for the audience.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That being said, what is some of this would be so much easier with Arturo here.
I know.
Yeah, what are some of your favorite memories from your first year? Is it when Mike Dambra had sex with a mime?
Mike Dambra did not have sex with a clown. He propositioned a clown. They exchanged numbers. They were going to go on a date, but then he canceled because he couldn't get a sitter.
It sounded like deflecting. He asked about a mime.
I thought she was a mime.
She's like a clowny mime. I don't know.
Yeah.
A mimey clown.
I
She's
don't
a
know. I've
clown.
just been watching a lot of House of Cards. I'm like, he deflected this like a politician.
Oh, wow.
I know
Mike-
who you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Mike
but-
Dambra's a 55-year-old comedian.
Who's the mime though? I want to look up this mime.
The mime
No,
comedian?
I don't.
I don't know.
I would like to protect her identity because she does come to the show a lot.
I don't know her, but she would, I don't know, 25?
Yeah, she's like in her
Proposition. Damn.
mid 20s, late 20s.
Here's the pizza.
She was. They were into each other. They spent probably about 17 minutes of Dambra's 30-minute set just flirting in front of the crowd. To everyone's delight, it was very funny. But he just spent as much time.
That's my favorite memory of the first year. But, like, was there anything really standoutish?
In a professional sense, within the first 6 weeks, one of the reps from Mill Street Brewing Company, which is our sponsor for the show.
Go on Mill Street.
Yeah, Mill Street.
Yep.
And one of the reps for the show was just in on a Monday, sat down and decided to stay, and he saw it, and he was like, "This is really great. Like, what can we do to support this as much as possible?"
Was this around Christmas?
No, this was in the first 6 weeks.
Because you know what I'm leading up to with the Christmas thing.
Yeah, the Christmas thing, they did
Yeah.
something special for us. But so they're like right then and there, they're like, let's sponsor these guys, and then all of a sudden we had them printing our posters. They did a bunch of free graphic design for us. They gave us a drink tab for all the comics, so that's when everyone got free beer. And yeah, they gave us that backdrop.
Sweet backdrop.
They put on a Christmas show for us.
Who did the design for that backdrop?
They did.
Well, they did the design.
They
did
did
you
the-
just tell them what you wanted?
They did the design, but they got input from me and Arturo, and they listened to us. Like, they gave
Yeah,
us a
they
couple first rough drafts, and they were not what we wanted, and we just kind of went back and forth for a bit, and then they came up with that relatively quickly, and yeah, they've been fantastic to work with, and there's no way that they could support the show more. It's just we've gotten so much love from like all directions.
Well, yeah, they gave presents to the comedians at Christmas.
The Christmas show, what they did is they sent us like a gift basket or box, and it was like everyone that was on the show got a free gift,
And they were wrapped.
yeah, and they even they gave us too many, so the next show after that we just handed them out to the audience. So we gave out like free T-shirts and like pint glasses and stuff like that. So, yeah, no, it was really, really dope, and this is a huge, huge point in the show, and that happened within like the first 6 weeks.
Yeah.
That they saw it was
if
like
there's
this.
anybody wondering, like, how do I make a great show? You try for 6 weeks, and if you haven't made it by then, you're a failure.
Yeah.
Anybody should be able to
Quit.
make a big profitable show in 6 weeks.
Quit.
Yeah.
Leave room for the rest of us.
Exactly. Okay, this is a good time to take a break, and we'll get right back to podcasting after probably whatever ad I put in here.
Hey guys, it's me, Nick McQuik. If you like this episode and want to check out some of Kevin's other stuff, you can check him out on Twitter at Kevin Laserlight, or you can check him out at O'Byrne's on White Ave in Edmonton, 82nd Ave and 106th Street every Monday night at 9 p.m. It's a very good comedy show, and sometimes I'm on it. Now, sadly, guys, there's going to be a couple weeks coming up where there is going to be no podcast, but this is because we're ramping up to get the video podcasts all ready for a good launch. So after this episode, I guess I'll see you guys in August. Let's get back to the funny fun times at the podcast.
Yeah.
I think what you should do, Nick, is you should get so many GoPros that you can make a circle of GoPros and do like Matrix type shots.
I can just get a 360 camera and put it in the middle of the table if we want to do that.
Yeah, but how do you make the shots from
what
the
do we want
outside
from
if
the
the
outside?
360 cam is on the inside?
I don't want to do that.
God.
That's way too much work.
Oh, and a 360 cam is not.
No, it's not,
lot
because
of
you
work.
just record it and put it up line, and then the viewer can turn it however they want.
Yeah, because otherwise you need, 360 GoPros?
Yeah, about that.
Well, each
And
one
what-
has a
what-
peripheral.
What's the best deal you can find me on a GoPro
Fish
5
Islands
right
is-
now?
Dear listener,
Yeah. If you have 358 GoPros, because we got two. Kevin Light's joining us in the podcast, taking time away from stunt doubling for some sort of jarhead man.
what?
He has a very rectangular head.
Oh, I thought you meant something to do with like jarheads, like
Marines.
Military.
yeah,
thing.
marine shit.
I could see you, like, if I was casting a movie, you'd probably be like the Marine that goes a little crazy. And
I got that 1,000-yard stare. Fuck
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You
Do it right now. 1,000-yard stare.
We're all looking at it.
You're
We're all
looking
looking-
at me. No.
Okay, maybe I wouldn't cast him.
That's
I guess
like
you
a
can't act
12-yard
if other
stare.
people are
Yeah,
in.
12
Can I
yards.
do it? Can I do it?
I just need to be super hungover. I can do that.
Oh, okay, sweet. Yeah, that's called method acting, I believe. A lot of people do that.
Yeah, no,
But,
I don't know.
You're taking time off of your 12-mile stare.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really done any acting.
No, you did. You were actually in something we filmed at Yuck Yucks a little while ago.
Oh, that's
You
right.
basically played yourself.
Yeah, yeah, that's
But
the thing. I just
Nobody
like,
else could
Character
play
actor.
you quite like you.
yeah, that's how the role was written. No, I never did any sort of like drama classes or anything like
Are
in
you
school.
saying you don't want no drama?
I would. Nah, I don't want no drama. I don't want no scrubs.
No,
Yeah?
No
Yeah.
drama.
No drama.
I think I've always kind of liked film and acting and stuff like that, but I never like thought that it could possibly be for me. Like, who am I to think that I could do that? Was kind of the thoughts I had as a kid.
Yeah,
but
and then but you became a stand-up comedian. Like, that's a completely different mindset.
yeah, that too. I had the same thoughts about being a stand-up comedian. Be like, oh, who the fuck am I to think that I could ever be funny on stage with a microphone writing my own goddamn material?
Yeah.
Fucking.
Hey, at least you got the writing your own material down. I mean, a lot of people don't.
That's like the golden rule, isn't it?
Yep.
As long as it's your own shit, you can be as bad as you want.
Yeah. In fact, I encourage.
Just don't be backwards.
Most people are usually really bad for their first little bit.
Yeah, well, you should be. You should be bad, and then you learn how to be good. I think it might hamstring someone if they're really good right off the bat, and they got a lot of like gratification off the top.
Yeah.
I think it's possible that could stunt someone's progression.
But enough about Charles Haycock. We're talking about you.
No, that guy's fucking. He's got quite the mind,
He's got quite the talent.
quite the brain, and just very funny all over.
Yeah. You were at a taping we did a little while ago. We were recording an album of the worst jokes that all the comedians had.
That was a super fun show.
So you got to see me do the worst jokes that I have.
Yeah.
And it was funny because initially the audience, they were giving me a little bit of room, but by the end of it, there was a woman jaw agape, staring at me as if I was eating a baby, when I was only describing what it would be like to eat a baby.
Yeah, there was definitely.
Wow. Just wow.
That was the premise of the show. Is like, hey, these are all comedians that are very, very, like well versed in their own material, and they're here tonight to tell the stuff that didn't work. Maybe the stuff they're still attached to they couldn't figure out. Is like these are going to be bad jokes possibly. And when the crowd was prefaced on that, they're very open. They're very welcoming. They're very pliable. There's some terrible fucking jokes that worked because we were all in a good headspace for. We're like,
Yeah, you're expecting.
it was an experimental thing. We were ready to see some. Yeah, some crazier stuff, but yeah, you definitely, you lost them. You brought them back, and you lost them, and you brought back, and you lost them. But that was the premise of the show: is that this is stuff that is not. This is the inside of a comic's brain.
I loved how
it might not work.
I think I did 5 or 6 jokes, and I had to apologize at the end of every single one.
You did, and you were very cordial. You were very sincere. So you tell the joke and you're like, "I'm sorry I ever wrote that."
Yeah.
Next one.
It was horrible. It was terrible.
It is a super fun show to witness, and I have to say, Dion did a ridiculously good job of hosting, and then closing the show, which I did not know was part of it. I thought he was just going to do his terrible jokes up front and in between, but he did like a solid 45 at the end.
This is one way that you can headline your own show without having to pay a headliner.
I was going to say, I need to figure out how to headline Goat's Head.
Headline and host the show at the same time.
Yeah, and I need to figure out a way that people won't immediately lynch me because it is...
Because it is an Irish bar, and they're big fans of that.
Yeah.
Parts of your bar, not your bar like you own it, but parts of the bar that you perform in,
the venue,
are from Dublin.
Yeah, like someone actually stole stuff from Dublin and brought it over here on a boat.
They stole a sign that's about 15. I'm underestimating 15 feet long. That says the Dublin Volunteer Firefighters Firehouse or whatever.
Yeah, like when you walk into the bar and look up on the ceiling on top, there's like a kind of mezzanine shelf. There's not enough room to like walk up there, but there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, the stuff thing.
Yeah, there's a dog sled.
I remember looking at that stuff.
The Stufftorium.
And on the back wall there's this giant fire department sign from Dublin, and it's like, there's no way. Why would anyone produce that just to give a bar character that's legitimately from Dublin?
So it's very strange that like somebody left the old country, and they were like, I'm gonna move to Canada and chase my dreams and open a bar. I need to steal as many things as I can
from
and
home.
Get out of this country
So he doesn't get homesick. I think that's the no, because you can't focus on your business if you're thinking about home.
Oh yeah.
That's why eyes are on the front of your head, so you're not thinking back.
Is that how it's
thanks,
designed?
Dad.
Looking back.
No, you're not thinking back. You think out your eyes. Okay?
Oh.
You think out your eyes. If you talked with your ears,
right.
you would have heard that.
Do you know anything about anatomy?
I know that apparently we come at almost 45 miles an hour. I learned that on this show.
This very one.
That's to strike off your educational metadata tags.
There we go.
Hashtag education.
Where do you learn that? Like Bio 20? Like
You learn it from Google.
You learn it from Google.
Yeah, that's specifically from
Where
Google.
learn
That's
it?
not in anyone's curriculum. So
All the
there's
information
not a
I
team of
hold
teachers
dear.
sitting down and be like, we need a point in the year to tell students how fast they can come. And then we
If
need
I,
we
if
need
I was a bio teacher,
yeah, that's
Fucking sex ed, that'd be like the first
was-
thing. I'd be
but
like,
as soon as you have tenure, that's just your whole fucking
I
curriculum.
have to say,
is
as a
dick speed.
yeah, as a bio teacher, what happens to the kids that only learn hands-on?
Now, in the lab today, students.
so Nick, when did you become Bill Cosby? Oh,
If you had to teach any subject, I could see you as kind of an art teacher.
Really?
Yeah.
Shop.
Oh,
I was a math dork in school. I
You were a
fucking
math-
loved.
I
I love math. I actually thought about going to school to get like an education degree so I could go back to school and teach math to kids because I loved it so much.
what?
Yeah.
You clowning?
No, I legitimately did like that.
I suppose
8
you
plus
put you as-
242.
see, I'd put you as cool
I'm not
science
good
teacher.
at math
That's
anymore.
250.
I know.
You'd
I
be
made
the
it easy.
cool science teacher.
I'm not good at math anymore.
I have had more concussions than this, and I knew that number.
I just stopped listening to Tom as soon as he said numbers. I was like, I'm not playing this game.
You're like,
Stop.
I'm not. I don't have to
You're like,
prove my math
there's
jobs.
no money on the line.
I haven't done like university level math in like 10 years. I don't know the difference between
How many days is that?
a logarithm. I don't know, 10,000 days.
3,650.
It's less than 10,000.
Two?
Way less than 10,000. 10,000 days is close to like
A lot of
17
20
years.
years or something like that.
17 years or
Wait,
something.
how does the
It's like
song
20.
from Rent go? 3,000, 6,400, 500
Oh,
minutes.
fuck. Now I can't remember because you fucked it up.
Yes, nailed it.
522,600 minutes. There we go.
There you go. That's a thing.
But yeah,
Math, eh?
legitimately,
year.
I had a real fun time in math,
Really?
and
That baffles. That's like the hardest thing for me was math. That was
I-
like the thing I struggle the most
I
with.
slept
I took
so
Math
much.
10 Pure. Like I took all the Math Pure courses as soon as I could, and then I took pre-calculus courses in high school. I finished math early so that I didn't have any math courses left to do in high school by the last 2 semesters. Actually, we were talking about this recently.
Damn.
You only needed like 100 credits to graduate.
Back in my day, it was acorns.
it was Acorns.
Yeah, you need 100 acorns to graduate.
So they just give you an education, then they give you a big field, and they're like, you need to find this many to come back and get your diplomas.
Yeah, you need
Go.
You need 100 acorns. You need a buffalo, and then you need like a few reindeer.
Didn't they also pronounce it acorns back
yeah,
then?
yeah, acorns.
You need 100
acorns, boy.
And they usually had them down by the creek.
Yeah, that
Acorns.
sounds like a good system.
Yep, that's how we did it in the Yukon.
Very accurate.
But you needed 100 credits.
Yeah, so your minimum credits for getting a high school diploma in Elk Island Public School, or whatever it was, I went to. It was 100, and I graduated like 120 some or some shit like that, just because I didn't take a semester off, and I didn't I probably could have taken the last half of grade 12 off and then just come back to graduate, but I didn't. I just filled up time and took classes. My high school actually had.
Nerd.
Yeah, I was a total nerd.
I did that because I
I
wanted
did
to
it
take I wanted to
did it
take
too.
drama and musical theater and art special projects.
Yeah, I took some art classes.
Classes.
Art classes.
Professional speaker.
Sometimes when I fuck up words and they come out, I just commit to them and say it.
That's a new word then. That's how we do it.
And then you just address that, sometimes your brain and your mouth aren't synced up. And you just say it, and then you're like, and then you go back and you correct yourself, and then you move on. I find
this
that
goes back to listening with your mouth, guys.
Yeah.
That's
I-
why it's on the front of your head. Because your mouths move forward.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find that's a better way than hesitating and stuttering and trying to go back as soon as you've said the word, started to say the word.
So you're saying
and
that the way of Kevin Light is a way of failure with confidence?
yeah. First take. Just take it. No mistakes. Keep punching. I don't know. That's an
Keep
Eminem song.
punching. keep punching. Everybody remembers that Eminem song. First take, keep punching.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
The bet.
First take, keep punching.
I don't-
Second take.
I don't
Roll
listen to
punching.
rap. Unfortunately, I don't listen to enough rap.
Yeah? No, you're
No.
much more of a death metal guy.
I am much more of a death metal guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was a big dork in school, and I took
And
I didn't take a lot of art classes. I took a couple. I took some graphic design and stuff like that. I took a forensic science class, which I thought was super
What?
cool.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
were you like, I can't wait for someone to break in my locker?
No, because, okay, so the premise with this...
Did you read a lot of Nancy Drew?
No. But the premise with this course that they taught to high school kids was this was the only class that you would get to see a slideshow with a lot of dead bodies, like legitimate, just like police photo, crime scene.
So
shit.
you were in a class. What you're saying with a lot of serial killers and goth kids,
Possibly potential serial killers.
but definitely goth kids.
Oh yeah, no, all the guys signed up for forensics. But you had to have really high marks to get into forensics. You had to take your first science 10, which was all the sciences that they offer. So that was like chemistry, bio, and physics. So you had to take that, ace that sucker, and then you had to take another 2-level science courses, so like physics 20, chem 20, or bio 20, and you had to ace those, and then you were allowed to apply for forensics 25 or whatever they called it, and it was like you had to take it at that certain point, and they didn't just let anyone in. It was only the nerdiest of the nerds, and I got in, and I got to see a lot of fucked up shit.
CSI Elk Ridge or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Oh, we got to go on a tour of the U of A.
Murder scene.
We got to go to the U of A and talk to an osteologist, which is someone that deals with bones and shit like that. So we got to and you get to do
The
ballistics.
TV show Bones.
Yeah, bones, like the things that are inside your body.
Oh, skeletons.
The skeleton
I
thing.
know them. Yeah,
you
they're
have
like
an
ghosts
enhanced
and-
skeleton.
Yeah, they're like ghosts and mummies. Actually, yeah, I do have an upgraded spine. So.
Yeah, that's true. You got titanium drilled into you.
Yeah.
Wait. Here's my question.
Okay,
Would you
hold on, wait, Jamie, is the floor open for questions?
Never forget your teeth are outside bones.
Okay, I'm just asking you. You've been watching a lot of
bones.
House of Cards. I don't know how a
That's
session
what Kimmy
works.
said.
But are we're open for questions then, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's-
Tom, fire
Let's not kill the momentum.
Yeah, Nick. It's not like this is
I
comedy
just started
poison.
talking about bones, and my brain just went right to the outside
outside
bones
bones.
song.
Outside bones. Never forget your
Your
teeth are outside bones.
This
They're
seems
bones
more of a
that you-
statement than a question. I apologize,
They're
Kevin. Normally
bones
we're
that
more
you
professional.
And when you're a
okay.
kid.
Tom, what do you?
Anyways, I'm wondering, would you consider your spinal surgery? Would you consider it an upgrade or more of a lateral move?
I would consider it an upgrade because in preparation for the surgery, I did a lot of yoga and worked on mobility, so that any mobility I lost is sort of a zero sum because now I'm back to where I was.
So if you're back to where you were, then it's
Except-
a lateral move.
But with an
Except
intenso spine.
with an intense spine. So the downside I already negated by previously training.
Oh,
So,
and then you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
continue to go up from here.
yeah, so it was a lateral move on the loss, but the advantage of denser bones, I've gained that.
Yes.
Okay.
The great advantages of bone density.
For the listener, I had spinal surgery. They drilled in my back and put spine paste in my bones to make them thicker so that my back won't break.
He was abducted by aliens.
That too. But that's like what I just went to 7-Eleven after the surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I got
all the
abducted
same.
and
I don't know if it's just like you, but alien abduction, I hear, leaves a lot of people hankering for fucking Twinkies.
hankering for. Oh man, I could twink up right now.
Have they
Ew.
stopped making Twinkies yet?
No.
No.
Did
No.
they not shut down the
Did they?
Twinkie factory?
No, that's in the future.
Oh my god, it's a RoboCop! No, a Terminator.
Time
You're a
Cop?
Terminator.
Are you Time Cop?
No.
Jean-Claude Van Damme's
Does this
highest
mean
grossing movie
I gotta be
ever.
cool?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that the one where he does the splits in between two
That's
semis?
every movie where
every movie?
his contract says he has to be naked, you have to see his butt, and he has to do the splits.
That sounds like a great contract.
So you're a big math nerd. We haven't gotten past this yet.
Yeah, huge math nerd, a little bit of a science nerd, and when I took forensics,
What's your
They-
favorite science? Mine's boxing.
I was really good at chemistry.
Yeah.
I really like stoichiometry and
What?
Yeah,
Is that a Russian scientist?
No, that was like figuring out equations between certain chemicals
The
when
mathy science. Well, physics is pretty mathy too, I guess.
yeah, but it was like a blend of like chemistry and math. It was like essentially algebraic equations with elements and electrons and
Stanislavski.
bullshit like that.
I have to say that this is. If we went to the same high school, we would have been good buds.
Yeah.
Because I pretty much like chemistry 20 and 30. I didn't pay attention. I fucking got like 95s in that course. It was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, here's the math. Oh okay, pff, done. See you
Yeah.
later. Fuck that shit.
I
So
slept
easy.
so much that my teachers
I,
had
like-
jokes about me sleeping in class.
Oh.
What were they? Tell me one of these jokes.
Tell
Yeah,
one
did
of
they
the-
have
like,
any
they're-
good punchlines, or it was just
No,
like
they were
Jamie's just asleep again?
They weren't
They were
actually.
probably like,
they weren't
that
actually
desk
good.
is just
Yeah.
right. Here's a bear.
Yeah. No, it was all like it was all lame shit.
That's a teacher joke, right?
But it happened regularly that they would have to make fun of me for sleeping.
Well, that's
I had
that's
to
what you want in a
apologize to them
teacher.
after for not taking it for
Yeah.
like don't take it personally.
I sleep.
I
during
just love
everything.
to sleep during the day.
I sleep
Generous
during meals,
lover.
sleep during meals, bus rides.
Yeah.
My favorite teacher joke of all time is all the times that my class and I made teachers cry in junior high.
Oh, that makes me feel devastated.
Like substitute teachers or legitimate
Like teachers,
full-time
like
teachers?
we were just talking and yelling and just being shitheads, and teacher would try and like
Just think
yell
about
and
how
just get so
upsetting that
frustrated.
would be.
That reminds me of the first act of that Danny DeVito movie where he had to teach on an army camp. I don't know what the name of that movie is.
Danny DeVito, Army at Law.
Army at Law.
Did you just make up movies in your head and try and like?
Yeah, did you
I
have
see
a
if-
dream?
We didn't have electricity when I grew up.
Did you guys see that movie that I just made up just of random things and facts just
Okay.
now?
Me and Danny DeVito are working on the script for this. No, Google it. It's some movie. I can't
Do
remember
you
what
see
it is.
that one Danny DeVito movie where he plays a Detective Pikachu?
Shitty Danny
Which is
Which is actually a
DeVito
legitimate thing.
movie army.
Detective Pikachu.
Really?
Google that. Yeah.
Is that not just like a hat that you get for Pikachu?
No, it's voiced by Danny DeVito, and it's going to be an
Oh,
actual
it's called
thing.
Renaissance Man. That's
Is
what
this
it is.
it?
Yes.
Okay, because googling shitty
Yeah,
Danny
Renaissance
DeVito.
Man, where Danny DeVito
That's
taught
actually how
at
it
an army
came up.
base. Here, read the summary of it.
A failed businessman is hired by the army to teach a group of underachieving recruits in order to help them pass basic training.
People like this
That was the
movie
thing.
6 out of
And, like,
10.
So yeah, you're a big old math nerd.
Yeah. And I
what stopped you from because you said you were thinking of going to college to get an education degree.
I was
pursuing this.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and then when I finally graduated school, I kind of
You got addicted to pot.
no. I was actually a bit of a pothead in like grade 10, and then I stopped doing drugs because my parents caught me, and I wanted to earn their trust back, so I legitimately stopped smoking weed at school, and yeah, no, I did. I felt super bad about losing their trust, so I stopped buying
I
drugs.
just figured out why you're not the favorite son. This fucking nerd.
Fucking nerd. my dad's in the bathroom smoking the pot that he confiscated for me. He's like, fucking nerd.
He's tearing up. You brought home a test. It's 100% A. He's tearing it up to make
For
filters.
filter papers.
I'd respect him if he stuck with it.
Yeah, what a
Fucking pussy.
He's
Okay,
not
so
even
anyways,
slightly defiant.
I'm sorry.
You
That's funny. That's fucking funny.
after you graduated.
For like a semi-graduation present, not really. It was just like an opportunity that came about. But my dad and I went to San Francisco to see the 2006 Ozfest in San Fran, and that was really cool. We got to see a shit ton of bands on main and second stage. So I got to see System of a Down, Disturbed, Lacuna Coil. What's that one? Dragon Force that I don't really like, and a ton of bands. Black Label Society. You got to see Ozzy. There's no Black Sabbath there. Black Sabbath is at 2005, but they didn't come back. 2006.
Yeah, that sounds like a year.
Yeah, definitely a year.
Yeah,
Almost positive it happened.
I think I remember it.
And yeah, on that trip, my dad, we just kind of had a lot of talks. It was just me and we had a lot of talks about
And
how.
he didn't want you to go to college.
No, we talked about how my dad worked 3 jobs and stuff to move him and his entire family, so us,
From Scotland.
from Scotland to Canada to give us more opportunity. And what he kind of alluded to was that you have so much potential. You can do anything you want, but think about what you want to do and pursue it. Like he's like, I'm not gonna tell you which direction to go, but like whatever help you kind of need. We get like kind of like existential talks about like what the fuck are you supposed to do with life, and then like that kind of set off something in me that made me consider way too many things and not able to make a decision. Because
if you can do anything, why do anything at all?
well, no, I just couldn't pick. I was like, from school, I had an aptitude for a lot of things. Then I was like, I don't know. Like, I couldn't figure it out. And I was wishy-washy for quite a bit. And there was an opportunity to go work for a cruise ship. My dad has an uncle, or I have an uncle. My dad has a brother.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I'll brag about how big your family is later.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of them are still alive and talk to each other. What?
That does not sound.
We're robots. We're all robots.
Yeah.
We just start replicating around.
Okay, so
the
your
year
dad's
30.
brother, your uncle.
He had a connection with someone that worked at a cruise ship line in
We don't get to know this connection. We get to know
I-
every connection up to this connection. But
I don't
after
know the
that,
guy's name. I don't know the
It's
guy's
a
name.
nephew of like a manager or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
And I got a job opportunity to go work for a cruise line in Australia for a year. And looking back, I should have fucking done that. That would have been a great to be like 18, 19, go all the way across the world. And yeah, I'd be working in like kitchens. It'd be essentially, it's a floating hotel, but I wouldn't have, like, there's no way I'm going to get that experience. And like, that's something that you should do when you're that young and like able to see the world and shit like that. And I never did it. And then after that summer, my dad was like, you need to focus on something because you're not going to waste how much like hard work you've put in and all that stuff. So I started going to open houses for secondary schools and stuff like that. So like university and NATE and tech schools.
So this is
Grant Mac.
2007?
Yeah.
Have you made your mind up yet? I'm
No.
just wondering because your dad's like, you can't waste your potential. And I'm like,
I'm
there better be a happy ending to this story, Kevin.
Oh, I'm wasting my
Fucking
potential.
watch me, Dad.
No,
You can't waste your potential. I totally can. I'm on a podcast wasting it right now.
You said I could do anything, Dad.
look at me now. No, I went to some open houses. I got super intimidated at U of A. I didn't even go to the open house. I went to the campus and was just completely pussied out and shied away from
You
it.
didn't want to go see the bone doctor guy?
No, didn't want to go see the bone doctor guy again. I was immediately intimidated by a university of that size. I don't know how to say. I was a kid. I didn't know any better. And then I went to NATE, which is a tech school, and they offer like various amounts of diplomas and like trade tickets and stuff like that. And I went through,
It's a working man college.
yeah, and that kind of made more sense to me as far as like what's something that I can invest my time into and reliably get a job out of so that I can enjoy life and be semi-financially secure and still be able to do stuff. And
okay.
I settled on architecture, and that worked really well because it turns out I do have an aptitude for that and I do like it, but it is very much like a day job sort of thing for me now, especially since I've started doing comedy and podcasts in people's basements.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's a hamper and a damper and all that. But the thing is, I always see you out of comedy, and you almost never leave early. You're always there until the show ends, and then you like
Most of the
you
time.
do your day job the next day.
Yeah.
Like you wake up and go. There's like a water cooler and coffee and like
Coffee is-
some accountant with some terrible name or something like Florence.
Her name's actually Lorraine.
Oh, that's terrible. That's the name of a woman that would like cut a man's penis off.
She actually might have.
Yeah.
You do not want to lock eyes with Lorraine. She's
don't
got a
lock
very
eyes with Lorraine.
icy stare.
That must be a really weird first day when they go around and they show you where all the fire exits are and tell you who not to lock eyes with.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Lorraine's office. Never go in there.
Do not challenge her.
Yeah. Yeah. If you approach her in a hallway, back down. Just back into a corner and let her pass. Yeah.
And how much math do you use?
Uh,
Like crazy all the time?
3 maths.
Like how much percentage of math? do
I
you use
think
a day?
most of it's probably geometry. So I'm doing stuff with angles and trigonometry.
Geometry is
most
the
of
one
time.
about rocks, right?
Yes.
Okay, I know that one.
Because for architecture, I'm not really responsible for like anything to do with like structural loads and stuff like that. Gets sent out to engineers and stuff. So stuff for like HVAC loads. So anything to do with how much air is in a room and how many times it needs to get exchanged for it to not smell like the back end of someone's dying cat.
To smell like Tom.
Yeah.
You were sweating up a storm, buddy.
I'm very significant.
He's got a presence.
You send that out to mechanical engineers, and like all that stuff gets kind of taken care of. So there is some math to do with architecture, but it's not like I'm sitting there with a graphing calculator every day calculating how much snow load goes on a building.
So, Kevin, we're at the end of the show now. You've got any parting advice for anybody?
For like what is this person looking for advice for?
Just general advice.
My favorite piece of comedy advice that I didn't personally receive it, but there was one guy. Fuck. It was a while ago now, but he had done like 5 sets or some shit like that, and he posted on the Edmonton Comedians Facebook page, and he was like, done 5 sets now, yada yada yada. Wondering if anyone has any tips and tricks for me, and everyone just like shit posted, but there was one comment that just said quit, and that's my favorite piece of comedy advice. It fucking is. Quit.
Yep. Quit.
Yeah.
Good advice. Good advice.
Some people do just need to quit.
And you're on Twitter, Kevin Laserlight.
With a Z.
The only man I ever know who started Twitter and got paid for it.
Yeah,
$10
It's
right
the
out the
whole
gates.
reason why I got Twitter, because it was like you said to me, like, if you're funny at this show, we'll actually pay you cashola, and that's when I got Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only person that got paid to get Twitter.
Nah, people have been paid to get Twitter. Some people.
Probably.
I have like maybe 40 followers now, and I don't know who the fuck they are. Most of them are just other comedians in the scene, but
Well,
it's like,
we'll see if we can pump up those numbers, get 1 or 2 more from this podcast.
yeah, you guys can see me tweet something kind of clever every 3.5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fucking shitty at Twitter.
Kevin Laserlight.
Too.
Yeah.
Kevin
Laserlight.
CEVO
Ampersand.
W.
and
The
the
at sign.
and Z's in lasers or Z's?
W.
Zeds.
Z's,
Zeds.
not
They are
Z's?
Canadian Zeds.
Okay, those
No, none of those
Zs.
American Z's. That
Okay,
fucking
good.
bullshit.
Yeah, I always get confused because some people spell with Z's, some with Z's, some with S's. I'm like,
Literally,
I don't
the entire world says Z or the equivalent of Z in their own language. America was like Z.
know. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
We're America.
I
We're
think
the smartest.
France says Z.
No, they say Z.
Zed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
X,
it's
Z,
Zed. Oh.
yeah,
Zed.
W Z
Oh, okay.
X Y Z. That's how.
Why are you Russian?
Because my accents are bad.
Okay.
We know this. This has been established.
So,
I was at Tomicon last year. I remember.
And nobody remembers anything.
Nothing
from that
happened. I
heavily
don't-
edited episode.
I really don't think that I was even there.
Yep, sounds right. So, Kevin, where can they check out your comedy?
Comedy show. We do the Goat's Head comedy show every Monday night at O'Byrne's Irish Pub on White Ave.
And 106th?
It's like 106th and 82nd Avenue.
Yeah.
Which is in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada / the world / or Earth, I guess, because there's other worlds.
Yeah.
And we're in the Milky Way galaxy.
Probably.
And then that's about as far as my addressing.
But on daylight
information
savings
goes.
time, does it change?
No, but we
Okay.
just wear funny hats.
Oh, yeah, sounds right.
Yeah.
Sounds right, yeah. And is there anywhere online that they can check out some of your comedy bits, snippets?
I hope not.
Okay, guys, music is done by Ben Sounds. Go check out the Facebook page for all of our live podcasts and giveaways. Follow us on Twitter to get the fastest updates. And please give us some stars on iTunes. Thank you so much for listening to this. We had an amazing time making it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it half as much as we do. Keep on listening to podcasts in the free world. Good night or morning. Uh-oh.
That's a normal thing.